Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of military technology, and trust me, things are about to get absolutely wild. You've seen us do some insane challenges, build crazy contraptions, but today we're looking at something that's already changing the world, and not in a game, but in real life, high-stakes situations. We're talking about machines that are smart, deadly, and can turn the tide of a battle in an instant. Forget what you thought you knew about warfare, because these things are rewriting the entire playbook, and it's happening right now as we speak. We're counting down the top 5 strongest kamikaze drones ever used in real war. These aren't your hobbyist drones flying around the park. These are sophisticated pieces of military hardware designed for one-way missions with devastating impact. We're going to break down what makes them so powerful, how they've been used, and why they represent a monumental shift in how conflicts are fought. From tiny backpack-sized assassins to larger long-range hunters, these unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, are packed with cutting-edge tech, and their presence on the battlefield is undeniable. So buckle up, because this isn't just a list, it's a journey into the future of combat, a future that's already here. We've spent an insane amount of time researching, talking to experts, and digging through footage to bring you the most accurate and mind-blowing information on these incredible machines. We're going to explore the tech, the tactics, and the sheer power of these kamikaze drones. This is Academic 51, and you're about to witness the evolution of warfare like never before. Let's get into it. All right, kicking off our list at number 5, we have the AeroVironment Switchblade 300. Now, when you think of a drone, you might picture something pretty big, right? But this thing, the Switchblade 300, is literally small enough to fit in a soldier's backpack. Imagine that. It's like carrying a tiny remote-controlled missile that you can launch from almost anywhere. This isn't just a surveillance drone, it's a direct-action loitering munition, which is a fancy way of saying it waits for the perfect moment to strike. It's a game-changer for infantry squads, giving them firepower they could only dream of just a few years ago. The beauty of the Switchblade 300 lies in its incredible precision. This isn't about carpet bombing, it's about surgical strikes. It's equipped with high-resolution cameras and GPS, allowing an operator potentially miles away to guide it directly to a target with pinpoint accuracy. We're talking about minimizing collateral damage while maximizing effectiveness against specific threats. Think about it. A small unit pinned down by enemy fire can deploy this little beast and take out the threat without exposing themselves to further danger. That's an insane advantage on the modern battlefield, truly revolutionary stuff for the guys on the ground. This drone is launched from a small tube, similar to a mortar, and its wings unfold once it's airborne. It can loiter over a target area for around 10 to 15 minutes, which gives the operator enough time to identify the enemy, confirm the target, and then give the command to engage. And when it engages, it dives at high speed, detonating its small but potent warhead on impact. It's designed to take out light vehicles, enemy positions, or personnel, making it incredibly versatile for the kinds of asymmetrical warfare we see today. It's like having a personal, on-demand airstrike capability for every squad. Historically, the Switchblade 300 has seen significant action. Its deployment in conflicts like the war in Ukraine has really highlighted its capabilities. We've seen countless videos and reports of these drones being used effectively against enemy armor and infantry positions. It's provided Ukrainian forces with a critical tool to counter numerically superior adversaries. This isn't just theoretical, this drone has proven its worth in the toughest conditions imaginable, making a real difference in life or death situations. The psychological impact on enemy forces, knowing these silent hunters could be anywhere, is also a massive factor. The development of the Switchblade 300 was driven by the need for a rapid response, precision strike capability at the lowest tactical level. Before this, calling in air support could take time that soldiers under fire simply don't have. The Switchblade puts that power directly into their hands. It's relatively low cost compared to larger missiles or manned aircraft, making it a cost-effective solution as well. You can deploy dozens of these for the price of one traditional airstrike, which is a massive consideration for military planners. It's an incredible force multiplier. One of the most impressive things about the Switchblade 300 is its wave-off capability. If the situation changes, or if there's a risk of hitting unintended targets, the operator can actually abort the attack even in the final seconds of its dive. This feature is crucial for reducing civilian casualties and ensuring that strikes are as precise as humanly and technologically possible. This level of control is what separates these modern munitions from older, less discriminate weapons. It's a responsible approach to lethal force, which is incredibly important. The training for operators is also streamlined. Soldiers can learn to use the Switchblade system relatively quickly, which means it can be fielded widely without years of specialized training. This ease of use is a huge factor in its rapid adoption and effectiveness. The interface is often described as being like a video game, which sounds crazy, but it makes it intuitive for a generation of soldiers who grew up with that kind of technology. This drone truly democratizes precision firepower for the common soldier on the front lines. Its lightweight design, at just around 5.5 pounds, including the launcher and payload, means it doesn't add a significant burden to already heavily equipped soldiers. This portability is key. It can be carried on foot, in vehicles, or even airdropped with paratroopers. This flexibility allows it to be used in a vast array of operational scenarios, from urban combat to engagements in remote, rugged terrain. The ability to deploy this kind of capability anywhere, anytime, is what makes it so revolutionary. The historical significance of the Switchblade 300 is already being written. It represents a major step in the miniaturization of lethal drone technology and its integration into ground forces. It has shown the world that small, relatively inexpensive, unmanned systems can have a disproportionately large impact on the battlefield. It's a clear indicator of where military technology is heading: smaller, smarter, and more widely distributed lethal capabilities. It's a true pioneer in its class. So, while it might be small, the Switchblade 300 packs a massive punch in terms of capability and its impact on modern warfare tactics. It's a testament to innovation and a clear sign that the age of the robotic warrior is no longer science fiction, but a very real and present factor in global conflicts. It's a deserving entry on our list, showcasing how even the smallest players can change the entire game. This little guy is a giant in terms of tactical innovation. Coming in at number 4, we have a truly formidable piece of Israeli engineering, the IAI Harop. Now, if the Switchblade is a scalpel, the Harop is more like a hunter, capable of patiently stalking its prey for hours before striking with deadly precision. This isn't just a drone, it's an anti-radiation loitering munition, which means it's specifically designed to seek out and destroy enemy radar installations. Think about it, taking out the enemy's eyes and ears before they even know you're there. That's a huge tactical advantage, and the Harop does it incredibly well. The Harop's impact on modern warfare has been profound, particularly in its ability to suppress enemy air defenses or CE missions. Radar systems are critical for detecting aircraft and guiding missiles, so neutralizing them is a top priority in any air campaign. The Harop can be launched from a ground-based canister and then fly autonomously to a designated patrol area. It can loiter for up to 6 hours, which is an insane amount of time, scanning for enemy radar emissions. It's like having a silent sentinel in the sky, just waiting for the enemy to turn on their equipment. Once the Harop detects a radar signal, it locks on and dives directly into the source, detonating its warhead. We're talking about a warhead of around 33 to 50 pounds, depending on the version. That's enough to cause significant damage to even hardened radar sites. What's even crazier is that if the target radar shuts down before the Harop hits, the drone can abort its attack and resume loitering, waiting for another target or for the original one to come back online. This smart capability makes it incredibly difficult to counter. It's a relentless hunter. The Harop gained significant international attention during the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Azerbaijan extensively used Harop drones to devastating effect against Armenian air defense systems, artillery, and even tanks. Footage from the Harop's own camera showing it locking onto and destroying targets circulated widely, demonstrating its lethal effectiveness in a real-world combat scenario. This conflict was a wake-up call for many militaries about the power of loitering munitions and the vulnerability of traditional ground forces to them. This drone isn't just about hitting radars, it can also be equipped with an electro-optical sensor, allowing an operator to select and attack static or moving targets, even if they aren't emitting radar signals. This versatility makes it a multi-purpose weapon system. Imagine the psychological pressure on enemy forces knowing that these things could be circling invisibly overhead for hours, ready to strike at any moment. It changes how commanders have to think about protecting their assets and maneuvering their forces. The development of the Harop and its predecessor, the Harpy, by Israel Aerospace Industries, IAI, reflects decades of experience in drone technology and electronic warfare. Israel has long been a pioneer in UAV development, and the Harop is a prime example of their expertise. It's a system designed to give a decisive edge in complex, contested airspace. Its long endurance and autonomous capabilities mean it can operate deep within enemy territory, far from friendly lines, which is an incredible feat of engineering. One of the key impacts of systems like the Harop is how they've forced a re-evaluation of air defense strategies. Traditional air defenses are often geared towards countering manned aircraft or large missiles. Smaller, slower, and radar-hunting drones like the Harop present a different kind of challenge. They can be harder to detect and intercept, and their ability to loiter means they can outweigh defensive measures or attack when systems are temporarily down or looking elsewhere. This is a constant cat-and-mouse game. The proliferation of such technology is also a major factor in modern warfare. While Israel developed the Harop, the concepts and capabilities are being emulated by other nations. This means that more and more countries are gaining access to these advanced loitering munitions, changing the balance of power in various regions. The barrier to entry for acquiring highly effective standoff strike capabilities is lowering, which has massive geopolitical implications. This technology is spreading, and its impact is growing. The Harop's design incorporates stealth characteristics to reduce its radar cross-section, making it even harder to detect as it patrols. Combined with its ability to fly complex, pre-programmed routes or be dynamically retasked by an operator, it's an incredibly elusive and dangerous threat. It represents a significant leap from older generations of anti-radiation missiles that had to be fired more directly at an active radar. The Harop's loitering ability gives it persistence and flexibility that those older systems lacked. Ultimately, the III Harop has cemented its place as a highly effective and influential weapons system. Its success in combat has not only validated its design, but has also spurred further development in loitering munitions worldwide. It demonstrates how autonomous and semi-autonomous systems can provide a persistent, intelligent, and lethal presence over the battlefield, fundamentally altering the calculus of modern military operations. It's a true hunter in the skies, and its impact is undeniable. Chapter 3. Alright guys, cracking into our top 3 at number 3, we have the ZALA KUB-BLA, a Russian-made loitering munition that's been making some serious waves. This thing is fascinating because it represents a different approach to Kamikaze drone design. Relatively simple, cost-effective, but still incredibly dangerous. Think of it as the Kalashnikov of the drone world. It's designed for mass production and widespread use, and that's a huge part of its threat. It's a silent, almost unassuming contender that can deliver a nasty surprise. The technology behind the KUB-BLA, developed by ZALA Aero Group, a subsidiary of the Kalashnikov concern, yes, the Kalashnikov, focuses on delivering a small explosive payload with a decent degree of accuracy over short to medium ranges. It's not as sophisticated as some of the other drones on this list in terms of sensors or endurance, but its strength lies in its simplicity and intended operational concept. It's designed to hit static ground targets identified beforehand or via its onboard simple electro-optical guidance system. What's really interesting about the KUB-BLA is its almost delta-wing pusher propeller design. It looks quite distinct. It's launched via a portable catapult system, which makes it relatively easy to deploy in various field conditions. Once airborne, it navigates to the target area, and then the operator or its pre-programmed mission guides it onto the target. Its warhead is relatively small, around 3 kilograms, but that's more than enough to damage light armored vehicles, artillery pieces, or enemy command posts. It's about precision, not overwhelming firepower. The KUB-BLA gained notoriety following its reported use in Syria and, more significantly, in the early stages of the conflict in Ukraine. There were reports and images suggesting its deployment, highlighting Russia's growing arsenal of loitering munitions. While its overall impact compared to other systems might be debated, its presence signifies Russia's commitment to developing and fielding these types of weapons. It's a clear signal that they see the value in these low-cost, expendable attack drones. The technology inside the KUB-BLA is geared towards being good enough rather than cutting edge in every single aspect. This is a deliberate design choice to keep costs down and allow for larger-scale production. The guidance system is primarily electro-optical, meaning it uses a camera to identify and lock onto the target. While this can be affected by weather or visibility, it's a proven and relatively inexpensive method for terminal guidance. The focus is on getting a reliable strike capability into the hands of many units. One of the key technological aspects is its quiet electric motor. This makes the KUB-BLA very difficult to detect audibly as it approaches its target, especially in a noisy battlefield environment. This stealthy approach, combined with its small size, makes it a challenging threat to counter with traditional air defense systems. It can literally sneak up on unsuspecting targets, which is incredibly unnerving for anyone on the receiving end. This acoustic stealth is a major advantage. The operational concept behind the KUB-BLA often involves using it to hit high-value targets that are perhaps just beyond the reach of conventional artillery or mortars, or targets that require a more precise strike than unguided rockets can deliver. It's a tool for extending the reach and precision of ground forces without resorting to more expensive assets like manned aircraft or larger missile systems. It fills a specific niche in the arsenal, and it does it efficiently. The simplicity of the KUB-BLA also extends to its operation. While it requires trained personnel, the system is not overly complex to operate, allowing for wider dissemination among Russian forces. This is crucial for achieving the desired mass effect. If you can equip many units with such a system, even if each individual drone is less capable than a high-end one, the cumulative effect can be overwhelming. It's a numbers game as much as a technology game. The technology also includes features for pre-programmed flight paths and target coordinates. This means the drone can operate with a degree of autonomy, flying to a specific area and then potentially being guided in the terminal phase by an operator, or even attacking a pre-designated coordinate. This flexibility allows for different mission profiles, from hitting known static targets to loitering for a short period to find targets of opportunity. It's a versatile little package. So, the ZALA KUB-BLA, while perhaps not as flashy or as technologically advanced in every single component as some other systems, earns its spot due to its design philosophy, its intended role as a widely proliferated cost-effective strike asset, and its proven use in conflict. It represents a significant trend in modern warfare, the rise of affordable, expendable drones that can still deliver a lethal punch. It's a silent but deadly contender that perfectly illustrates the changing face of the battlefield. Chapter 4. Alright, coming in at the number 2 spot, and this one is an absolute headline grabber. It's the Shahed 136, also known sometimes by its Russian designation Geran 2. This Iranian-designed drone has become infamous, particularly for its widespread use in the war in Ukraine by Russian forces. This thing isn't just a drone, it's a symbol of a new era of low-cost, long-range, attritional warfare. Its impact has been massive, and it's forced everyone to rethink air defense. The Shahed 136 is a delta-wing design with a pusher propeller, and what makes it so terrifying is not necessarily its individual sophistication, but its ability to be used in large numbers. We're talking swarms. Imagine dozens of these things heading towards targets simultaneously. It's incredibly difficult for air defense systems to track and intercept every single one, especially when they're deliberately trying to overwhelm those defenses. This swarming tactic is a core part of its operational doctrine. One of the most notable aspects of the Shahed 136 is its incredible range. Reports suggest it can travel well over 1,000 kilometers, some even say up to 2,500 kilometers. That's an insane distance for a relatively inexpensive drone. This allows it to strike targets deep within enemy territory, far from the front lines. It's been used extensively to target critical infrastructure like power stations and energy facilities, causing widespread disruption. This strategic impact is a key reason it's so high on our list. The Shahed 136 is launched from a rack, often truck-mounted, which can fire multiple drones in quick succession. This contributes to its swarming capability. While its guidance system is thought to be relatively basic, likely relying on GPS or GLONASS for navigation to pre-programmed coordinates, its effectiveness comes from its numbers and the psychological terror it instills. The distinctive buzzing sound of its engine has become an ominous warning for civilians and military personnel alike in targeted areas. Numerous missions and operations involving the Shahed 136 in Ukraine have been widely documented. These drones have been used in waves to attack cities and infrastructure across the country. While Ukrainian air defenses have adapted and become increasingly effective at shooting them down, the sheer volume of Shaheds launched means some inevitably get through. Each one that does can cause significant damage with its estimated 30 to 50 kilogram warhead. It's a relentless war of attrition. The technology inside the Shahed 136 is a subject of much analysis. It's believed to use commercially available components in many of its systems, which helps keep the cost down and makes it easier to mass produce. This reliance on off-the-shelf parts is a double-edged sword. It makes them cheap, but also potentially vulnerable to countermeasures that target those common components. However, the low cost is a critical factor. Losing a Shahd is far less significant than losing a multi-million-dollar cruise missile. The primary targets for Shahed 136 drones seem to be static infrastructure. Its guidance system is likely not precise enough for reliably hitting moving targets, but for large fixed objectives like buildings or power plants, it's good enough. The strategy appears to be to cause widespread economic damage and to terrorize the population, rather than to achieve precise tactical military objectives on the front line, though they have been used in that role too. It's a tool of strategic bombardment on a budget. Countering the Shahed 136 has become a major focus for Ukraine and its allies. This has involved a combination of air defense systems from sophisticated missiles to anti-aircraft guns and even electronic warfare systems designed to jam its navigation. The challenge is the cost effectiveness. It's not economically viable to use $1 million missile to shoot down a drone that might cost only tens of thousands of dollars. This has led to innovation in cheaper counter-drone technologies. The Shahed 136, despite its relative simplicity, has had a disproportionate strategic effect. It has forced Ukraine to expend valuable air defense resources, drawn international attention to Iran's drone program, and demonstrated the power of massed, low-cost aerial threats. It's a stark reminder that warfare is not always about having the most technologically advanced weapon, but sometimes about having a weapon that is good enough and available in large quantities. This drone is a perfect example of that. So, the Shahed 136, the swarming Menace, takes our number 2 spot because of its undeniable impact on a major ongoing conflict, its demonstration of effective low-cost, long-range strike capabilities, and the way it has forced a global re-evaluation of air defense priorities. It's a game-changer, not because of its individual brilliance, but because of its disruptive, attritional and widespread use. It's a drone that will be studied for years to come. Chapter 5. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Taking the coveted number 1 spot on our list of the strongest kamikaze drones is the Harpy. This Israeli-developed drone is an absolute legend in the world of loitering munitions, and for very good reason. It was one of the very first, a true pioneer in the field of fire-and-forget anti-radiation drones designed specifically to hunt down and destroy enemy radar systems. Its influence on everything that came after it is absolutely undeniable. The Harpy was revolutionary when it was first introduced. Think about it, this was back in the late 1980s and early 1990s. While other drones on this list are more recent, the Harpy laid the groundwork. It's designed for seed suppression of enemy air defenses. It can be launched from a ground vehicle and then fly autonomously to a designated patrol area, loitering for hours, just waiting for enemy radars to emit. This capability was mind-blowing for its time and remains critically important today. The future potential of drones like the Harpy and its successors like the Harop we discussed earlier is immense. As air defense systems become more sophisticated, the need for equally sophisticated tools to counter them also grows. The Harpy showed that an autonomous drone could patiently wait, detect, and then lethally engage a critical enemy asset. This concept is only becoming more relevant as battlefields become saturated with sensors and electronic warfare systems. The ability to autonomously neutralize these threats is a massive force multiplier. Imagine future versions of these anti-radiation drones. We're talking about systems with even longer endurance, more advanced sensors capable of distinguishing between different types of radars, and even AI-driven decision-making to prioritize targets or coordinate attacks in swarms. The Harpy was the genesis of this. Future systems will likely incorporate enhanced stealth, greater resistance to electronic warfare, and networking capabilities to share information and attack cooperatively. This is where the technology is heading, and it's terrifyingly effective. The Harpy operates by detecting radar emissions. Once it locks onto a signal, it homes in on the source and dives, detonating its high-explosive warhead. If the radar shuts down, the Harpy could, in some versions or operational concepts, continue loitering or attack another pre-programmed target. This smart capability makes it incredibly difficult for enemy radar operators to know when it's safe to transmit. It creates a persistent threat that can paralyze an enemy's air defense network. The significance of the Harpy is not just in its own capabilities, but in how it spurred the development of similar systems worldwide. It proved the concept of the loitering anti-radiation drone. Many countries saw the strategic advantage offered by such a weapon and began developing their own versions. The Harpy was a trendsetter, a true game-changer that forced militaries around the globe to adapt their doctrines and invest in new types of offensive and defensive capabilities. Its legacy is huge. The future of warfare will undoubtedly see an increased role for autonomous and semi-autonomous systems like the Harpy. As these drones become smarter, more resilient, and more interconnected, they will be able to perform increasingly complex missions with a less human intervention. We could see drones that not only suppress air defenses, but also conduct reconnaissance, electronic warfare, and precision strikes in a coordinated fashion, all while adapting to changing battlefield conditions in real time. The Harpy was a crucial first step on this path. Consider the impact on air defense operators. Knowing that a Harpy or a similar system could be silently circling overhead, waiting for you to turn on your radar, creates immense psychological pressure. It forces them to use their systems sparingly, potentially compromising their ability to defend against other threats. This chilling effect is a powerful aspect of such weapons. The future will likely see drones designed to specifically exploit these human factors even more effectively. The Harpy's design, while older, still showcases key elements of a successful loitering munition: long endurance, autonomous operation, a lethal payload, and a specialized sensor package. These fundamental principles continue to guide the development of new drones. The miniaturization of components, improvements in battery technology or engine efficiency, and advances in AI will only make future iterations even more potent. The seeds planted by the Harpy are now bearing some serious fruit, so the IAI Harpy takes our #1 spot, not just for its own formidable capabilities, but for its pioneering role and the profound lasting impact it has had on the development of loitering munitions and the conduct of modern warfare. It was a visionary system that truly changed the game by giving air forces a persistent, autonomous hunter of enemy air defenses. It crushed radars and, in doing so, crushed old ways of thinking about air power. It's the original king of the radar busters. And there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the top 5 strongest kamikaze drones that have absolutely redefined warfare. From the backpack-sized Switchblade 300 to the pioneering III Harpy, these machines are not just tools of conflict, they are indicators of a seismic shift in military technology. It's clear that unmanned systems are no longer a niche capability, but a central pillar of modern military power. The speed of development in this field is just insane, and what we've seen today is likely just the tip of the iceberg. The future is unmanned, and it's arriving faster than any of us could have imagined. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content on military technology, cutting-edge gear, and the future of pretty much everything, make sure to like and subscribe for more content on military technology. We pour a crazy amount of effort into researching and bringing you these videos, and every like, every subscribe helps us make even bigger and better content for you guys. We're just getting started here at Academic 51. And we've got some mind-blowing stuff planned. Let us know in the comments which drone you found the most impressive. Was it the swarming tactics of the Shahed 136, the precision of the Switchblade, or the radar hunting prowess of the Harop and Harpy? We want to hear your thoughts. What other military tech should we cover next? Your feedback is super important to us, so don't be shy. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one. This has been Academic 51, over and out.